Thank your soul for this work today. Close the door in gratitude. Move on to your sixth room. This room should look to you like a sacred white waiting room, like you're waiting for God. Go ahead and open it. Step into it. And invite your soul for any inquiry or messages here. This room should be as quiet as a pin drop. And we will whisper now. Listen to your distractions. Observe the noise in your mind. What thoughts do you hear when you take time to be conscious of them? Is stress your default setting? Is your unconscious constantly filled with fear? Ask, what makes me uncomfortable about waiting for God? Your encouraging practice is to take half an hour later and another time in this room in which you wait for God and note, where does my mind wander? And just follow the mind as it waits for God. And then afterwards, sit back and breathe, close your eyes, and open to the grace of quietude. Remember this room regularly and practice waiting for God, observing how much your mind needs to be entertained, amused, and stuffed full of thoughts of things to do. You may use your spiritual journal to empty and empty and empty this room more. When you're ready, thank your soul for any insights you've received here today. Let's move along to your seventh room. Let your soul call you. In this room, you will face fearless bliss, what that may feel like. In this room, imagine yourself not fearing your life. Imagine being free of all of your survival worries. Imagine being satisfied with your life, and even more than satisfied, blissful, elated, and full of joy. Imagine having the courage to live your life fully, to live beyond needs and wounds, but rather through the power and energy of your creativity that is God-given. Imagine praying for and receiving the courage to take a risk, to invest in the unknown and the mystical, and to end up winning. This is fearless bliss, a state of consciousness that you attain gradually as you shed your fears about how an intimate relationship with your soul would change your life. Imagine you don't have to lose your partner or your house or your bank account or the approval of your children or your job. God doesn't need any of those things or beings taken from you. Remember, spirit is whole. A deeply active soul life does not mean the end of a normal physical life. And by shedding this fear, you will gain bliss, not perfection, not the end of problems or strife or pain, because those come with being human. But even in the midst of all of these things, imagine that you embody the business of life itself, knowing that you can have bliss, that you can be fearless. What would equal bliss for me? This is your question. Ask your soul, what would equal bliss for me? When I imagine myself fearless, how does my life's compass shift? Imagine the hold that survival fears have on you. And ask yourself this: do I fear bliss? Or perhaps think of it as being out of control? Do I fear discovering the many limitations that I have placed upon myself? List these limitations: emotional, intellectual, psychological, physical, sexual, creative, and spiritual. You are now the only one holding you down and holding you back. Go ahead and make that list in your mind or out loud, wherever it needs to be. Journal about it if you want. Jai